All right, my name is Chris Whitman, and we're here today to talk to Rick Webster as part of the Dayton Music History Project we're doing here at Wright State. Today is June 6th, 2019. Rick Webster, what was it, Ricky T?
Yeah, Ricky T. Webster.
Yeah. So, and Ozzy? Yeah.
Ozzy.
Yeah.
Ozzy. Been there.
So, all right. So what you're from? You're from Dayton?
Dayton, Ohio.
All right. Where'd you grow up?
Belmont area. I went to Belmont Elementary and then Belmont High School.
All right.
And
all right.
graduated.
That's a common theme.
Yeah.
There, apparently, there was some good music happening
Rock.
in Belmont.
That was the rock station right in Belmont.
Right.
Everybody, if you couldn't play guitar, you didn't belong to Belmont.
Right.
You know?
Right. So, are both your parents from Dayton, or where were they from?
My mother was from Pomeroy, Ohio. She's a very religious type of person.
Okay.
Indian in her. She had Cherokee. My
Okay.
family did. And my father was Dayton. And they met when he came home from leave on the Army, World War II.
He was in World War II?
And Korean War. And met through some friends, and they stayed together ever since.
Right.
My mom, now she could sing. She always, they made a record, a 45, and I heard that over and over again, as a kid, and I always thought, that could be improved some, we put some rock to this.
Did they do that when you were a kid, or had they'd already done that?
They had already done that, yeah.
Well, what kind of music was it?
It was it was sort of a jazz type of music. I guess that's what you'd called it back then.
Right.
But, or more of a upbeat type of music.
Right.
It was pretty cool, really, for my mom.
Right.
Oh,
that's cool.
But my dad, he could play a little bit of guitar, and when I was born, I remember I wanted a guitar for Christmas, and I got one. And lo and behold, I could play it. Never had a lesson.
Just by ear?
Yeah, just by ear. I could hear something and start playing.
Right.
And it might not have been correct, note for note, but it was close.
Sounded similar, yeah.
And my dad started taking me to bars. The bars he used to always stop at, and he'd get free beer, and I'd get free peanuts or something, pop or something, and all I had to do was play and sing a little bit. And that was when I was in kindergarten, 5 years old.
So in kindergarten, you were already playing where you could get up in front of people.
Yeah, I got up in actual kindergarten. My teacher's name was Miss Benz. I haven't. Anyways. Show and tell, and I brought my guitar.
When was this about? What year?
Geez, 1956, 57.
56, 57.
Yeah.
So how did she know?
Well, show and tell, and I brought my guitar.
All right.
And my dog followed me to school, and the dog got more attention than I did back then, I think. But my mom had to come get my dog, and my teacher asked me if I could play. And I sang Sugar in the Morning and Sugar in the Evening, Sugar at Supper Time. Anyways, and I played it. And
was this in front of the class?
Yeah,
or like
in front of the
assembly,
class.
or?
Yeah. Well, so the end of that week, my teacher asked me if I could, wouldn't mind entertaining on stage. And my parents and everybody came, and I got up on stage and I did it. And that was my first actual stage presentation, was in kindergarten. And from then on, it just went.
So that was a really good show and tell.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
And the girls back then, had chased me around the sandbox and around this class.
6 years old.
Yeah, 5, 6 years. Yeah.
You got groupies.
Yeah, I'm thinking this ain't too bad, but I was a kid, I didn't know anything. but it was fun.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
And it by the time.
So was that the first time you started to get an idea that
Yeah,
this is
yeah.
something I really
And
am into?
And my uncles down in Pomeroy, now they was preachers and they would sing, head of choirs, and my one uncle, my Uncle Clarence Andrews was his name. He was the mayor and chief of police, and he was everything down in Pomeroy. Yeah. But he lived on top of a hill, and there was a big holler, and he'd roll his piano out on the front porch, and you could hear him play all through the holler down through town. And I always, that was great, you know.
And was this like, what kind of music? Was it
Oh,
like church music?
Church music, yeah. Bluegrass, country,
Right.
everything, whatever he felt like playing, that's
Right.
that's what we learned. And maybe a little rock and roll in there, you know. And it was, he had an accordion laying there, and I picked it up and started playing it. I watched him on the keys,
Really?
and
Wow.
and I started playing.
That's pretty impressive. It's one thing to play a few notes on a piano. You pick up an accordion
Yeah,
and make
that's
it
what he
sound
thought
good.
too. Yeah. And I enjoyed music. I've enjoyed it. It's been my life, all my life. And when we have family reunions or whatever, there's always throwing me a harmonica or something. Hey, Rick,
Right. Pulling you
play
in.
a little blade,
Yeah,
play some
yeah,
music.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And I do it. And it was just, I just enjoyed music. Not
Yeah.
so much just having an audience, but I tell you what, after all these years, it was great. I mean, it was great then, and I love watching people smile and laugh
Right.
and clap.
Right.
Their enjoyment out of what I can do.
Right.
That was a big,
See it
big
bring a
awe.
smile on people's
Yeah,
face
I
and having
loved it.
fun. Yeah.
I said, man, this is what I got to do for a living. My father kept saying, Rick, I'm going to tell you something, son. As long as I can play the radio and get it for free, you're not going to make no money. You
Yeah.
know?
Right. Right.
I said, okay, Dad. So it was about 1972. My dad was getting ready to retire from General Motors.
So you're a teenager?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
17, 18 years old. And he's seen this Riviera he wanted. And I knew right where it was at, because whenever we took a ride, we'd go down by off of Main Street. There's a Buick dealership, and this car is going around in circles. He said, that's going to be mine one day. Yeah, okay. Well, I made that dream come true. I went in and bought the car for him.
Really?
And I said, Dad, I said, I got something out in the garage for you. He goes, what do you got out in the garage, you know? And he went out there and couldn't believe the garage actually, that car was so long. I'd actually bumped the front of it to get the garage door to come down.
Yeah, yeah.
And he could not believe that was that car. I said, that's what music will buy you.
And were you still in high school at
Yeah.
the time?
Oh, yeah. I was getting ready to graduate.
So you were already doing, making money?
I was making pretty good money.
All right, well, let's
Cash
right,
money then.
Right. Well, let's circle back a little bit. So, so your first exposure to music, was it was it around your uncle, or like what kind of music was playing in the house?
Our house, it could be anything. My mom, she liked Elvis Presley. She liked rock and roll music, and my dad, more country type music, laid back, big band music.
Yeah.
And
he played some guitar.
Yeah, he could pick a little. Not, he knew some chords.
That's where you got the inkling. Then,
I think so.
bit. Yeah.
And I just went on from there. I took it to the max.
Yeah. So let me see. So when you first started getting into music, what kind of music was popular? So what you were born?
There was
in the early 50s.
Yes.
I mean, what was kind of like the first music you really started getting into?
Remember the beach party movies?
Yeah.
That type of music. So you got what? Paul Anka.
Right.
You know, that type of music was, and the Beach Boys, of course.
Yeah. Like that surfer rock.
Surfer type of music.
Who was the guitarist who just died? Who was so famous for the surf rock? I forget his name.
Then it was Jan and Dean.
Yeah.
You know, my mind slips too.
Yeah.
But I even made some cheat notes. Wrote down some names so I wouldn't forget.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's the one question nobody ever wants me to ask. You know, because then it's like, you know, all the bands and all the names and all the people's names and trying to remember.
And there were so many bands when I was a kid. Every block, there was 2 or 3 bands going on. So if you got kicked out of one, you just went next door and went all the way around. You know.
So after you had your school experience there, you know, got your guitar, you kept playing just on your own. You said your dad started taking you around.
My dad was 5 to about 8 or 9. Anyways, he'd take me to Kramer's.
Kramer's, really?
Yeah, and the
one on Irving.
On Irving, yeah. That's where he used to always get his check cashed. That was his bank. General Motors, he'd pull up there and I stopped at the bank, you know, get my check cashed.
Give me a 20-ounce or whatever.
So he'd drag me along, you know. And then from there we go to Joe's Bar and Grill there on more up Wilmington Pike, closer to Patterson Road.
Yeah.
And then maybe Bruns's. That was part of Stacksteggers.
Yeah.
Which was right next door to this Ohio station where he got gas.
Man, I hadn't thought about that in a long time. Bruns, I remember that.
Yeah. My great uncle's stepdaughter, neighbor owned Bruns's. They lived in Centerville, and so we'd just go through the back door. And Dad take me along with him, you know. They'd let us in before there was open or closed, whatever. You know? My dad took me a lot of pretty good places.
That's cool.
Entertainment.
Right.
I was it.
What kind of songs were you playing?
Anything that I just heard. That's what's wild. I could hear music.
So you were real good at mimicking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The last song I heard on the radio, I could play it. If I heard it once, I'm playing it.
It's funny how some people just have that ear, you know, and other people, you know, really have to study and kind of learn things note by note, and other people can just kind of
it works
around.
For me. I can hit it right off. It's unreal that for Christmas gifts I always said, you know, I like to have an instrument I've never played, you know. So, you know, my dad would bring me home a couple of boxes, you know, play these, you know.
Right.
Because he didn't know what else I could ever play. I played everything.
So what did you play first? The guitar, or the
guitar. Guitar was my first.
That was before your accordion.
Then the accordion, and he took me to. I took lessons on the accordion too.
By choice?
Yeah. Dad wanted me to learn more about music, and he felt that instead of buying me a great big piano, the accordion would be easier. Something smaller, you know.
Right.
Yeah. But I was so skinny, you know. When I graduated from high school, I don't think I weighed 80 pounds. But so when growing up, I was a lot smaller than that, and the accordion probably outweighed me.
Yeah.
You know, but I learned the chords and I learned the notes really very well with that. Ross, what was his name? Ross. He played on Midwestern Hayride. anyways.
Yeah, you mentioned that before.
He was my teacher. He actually lived here.
He was the one who gave you lessons?
Yes, yeah.
Accordion.
On the accordion, yeah. And then I got to play music on Midwestern Hayride with accordion.
How old were you?
Oh,
you
maybe
that?
9, 10.
So still really young.
Still young. And that's when I met Willie Nelson.
And tell us a little bit about Midwestern Hayride.
Yeah.
Was that a national or regional?
It was
the TV
Cincinnati.
show?
It was in Cincinnati. Yeah, the station we went to was in Cincinnati. And
but it was on TV.
It was on TV, yeah. Which that blowed my mind. I couldn't figure that one out, you know. And
9 years old, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm headed good, you know. And I got to meet Willie Nelson, which back then he was an old guy that dressed up all the time with a suit, tie, white shirt, tie. Not the Willie we see today. No.
Right.
And I can tell you another story about that. Too. But yeah, it was.
So he was like a stock player.
Yeah,
for them.
He was always on there or substituted for somebody that didn't show up.
Right.
He was there. It was. I say it was different.
How'd you get invited there?
Through
your teacher.
Through my teacher.
Yeah.
He thought I was amazing being able to play. At graduation, they threw music on me and polkas. You know, I was able to play these polkas and on a huge accordion, which usually the teenagers got in that, and I was younger. I was like 5 or 6 years before I was a teenager. But it
polka music around Ohio, that's pretty serious. There's some serious polka going
not too
on.
Not too many people want to hear that. You know?
Right.
But it didn't pay nothing.
Yeah.
But I can play it.
If you're up in the Hungarian community up in Cleveland, yeah.
Maybe somebody's wedding or something. I don't know. But,
that's cool.
Yeah, and from there, I wanted to learn the keyboard or just play keyboard. I always wanted to play harpsichord. I always thought that was pretty neat.
The harpsichord,
because I like the sound.
That sound,
Yeah, and there was only a couple that I really liked, and one of them was in Preble County, and the tubes to it was in the basement of this deep cellar, and they would. I went down there. This was when I was a kid. My grandparents knew these people out in Preble County.
So it was at their house?
Yeah. And this outfit was as big as that cabinet. And this guy, he could sit and play, but you could actually hear the chimes and the music coming from the gallow. From the bottom of this basement going up. It was wild sound.
Right.
I said, man, I want this so bad,
Yeah.
But the house, I believe, is probably still in that old house.
Right, it comes with the house.
Yeah.
Right.
Because that thing was, somebody had to have been rich to have it.
I didn't even know they made them that big. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything that big in my life to this day.
Yeah.
But it was out there by 503, State Route 503.
Mm-hmm.
There's a big old mansion out there. And this piano was right in the center of this house. It was like they had to build the house around it.
Right.
And it was bad.
So you learned to play that? And you learned to play piano?
Oh, yeah.
But you didn't have a piano, though.
No. Our house was so small.
Yeah.
My house is so small. If you open the front door, you're in the backyard.
You're in the right.
So my dad said, if we're going to have a dog, it's got to be a really small one,
Right.
So, but I ended up playing music in just about every band that was.
Well, how did you go from that? When did you first start playing? I mean, other than the TV show, when did you start sort of hooking up with friends and more of a, like, your first band or group of friends instead of just playing solo sort of by yourself?
Well, as growing up, me and my one buddy, we'd play guitars together a lot as kids. Instead of riding bicycles or whatever, we was playing guitar. And Dennis Freeland, Marty Shively, Ron Riddle, Blue.
Yeah.
See, we all.
He played what?
It was
Blue
right
Oyster
there.
Cult?
Yeah, Blue Oyster
Yeah.
Cult. Yeah, he was the drummer for Blue Oyster Cult.
And John, what was the first guy you said? John
There was
Freeland?
Dennis Freeland.
Dennis Freeland.
Yeah, he was. He actually started playing. He was playing. He set in with Hart way back, and then Marty Shively with McGuffey Lane.
That was a big name back in the
Yeah.
day.
Now we and Paul Beach. God, I could go on and on, but these guys was who we played with as a neighborhood. We all played cars. You know, we played. We ended up playing guitars and playing music, but
Yeah.
we would chum around together. We went to Boy Scouts, Cub Scouts, Boy Scouts. You know,
So these are all
we
just
were in the
kids.
streets. Yeah,
All these kids just in your
neighborhood.
neighborhood.
Yeah, this is what we did.
Man, that's a concentration
Oh,
of just
man.
fantastic.
To this day, a few years ago, I had the opportunity to play with back music with Marty Shively, and like he said, and we both said, this time we're going to play it right. You know, we're going to hit the right notes, and we did, and it
Right.
sounded great. And I had Dennis Freeland. He came into town, and I tried to get a hold of Ron. I said, you know, we need to get all this music together because some of this stuff, music is what Capitol Records would not buy from them guys, and so they own it. They own their own music, and to this day they still have it. And we was playing that, and I was trying to get a hold of a few of the guys. And I said, let's get back together and make this music right.
Let's do
again. Yeah.
something with this.
And got everybody pretty much back together except for Ron. I couldn't get a hold of Ron. He's playing with a band called Riddle Me This in Upper New York. But this year, I think he's coming for the class reunion. So we might be able to go. I told him I'd come up and get him.
Yeah.
And he goes, we'd never make it to class reunion, will we? I said, probably not, Ron,
Probably
but
not.
we'd have a blast trying to make it there, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Give it a shot.
Yeah.
Right.
We'll stop at every
Yeah.
bar.
Well, how cool would that be for you guys to play?
To me, it would be
you know,
great.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Dennis said,
Are all you guys still playing a little bit?
yeah, oh yeah, yeah. Like I said, I played a few years back with Marty Shively, and he had hit the lottery once or twice, Ohio lottery.
The real lottery, the actual. Wow.
Yeah. So he's
Once or twice.
Yeah, a couple of times
Oh
he hit
my
it.
gosh.
So he's pretty well set.
Yeah.
Him and Dennis both said, if we could get everybody back together, we would all do it again one more time. And unfortunately, last year, Ray Reed, he passed away of cancer. He was the bass player we had in grade school.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, Ron Riddle's first band, and there's
You remember what that
Jonesy.
was called?
I can't think of it
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
But they made a record in grade school.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, we was good. We just wasn't just an average type of. Our music teacher would sit down and let us pretty much take over
Right.
in grade school because
Right.
we could play it, you know.
Well, and I remember from when we talked as a group that they were saying like all the bands kind of around that time were all teenagers.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, and all these garage bands. But it's like if you were 19, it's like, oh, you're a little,
Yeah.
Mister, you're a little old to be in a band. You know?
Yeah.
So,
There's this lady I work with I work part-time at Ace Hardware, and she'll sing, and she's got, God love her, she tries, but I think she's doing it just to hear me sort of correct her, because when I start singing, she'll stop.
right.
I think she just does it to hear me actually sing.
So you didn't just play; you sung too.
Oh yeah.
Pretty good singer.
They sound pretty good.
Yeah.
I'll tell you a couple songs here.
Right.
Whenever you're ready, I can do it.
Okay. When did you meet Ira? You remember Ira Stanley?
Yeah.
Did you guys played together, didn't you?
Yeah, but I don't think he really remembers much of me. I had a blues.
He remembered. He was remembering things.
Yeah.
When we were talking about a band you guys were in together.
He lived. His parents lived close to my cousin, and my cousin would say, "Rick, come over and bring your guitar." Well, I'd ride my bicycle from Belmont down close to East Town. Yeah, East Town.
Okay.
And 'cause that's where they lived in that area. And they said, "This band playing, and you got to hear this guy play guitar." All right. So I'd ride over there, and it was Ira and a few guys that was here a few years back. And trust me, we all looked different back then.
Right.
But I was super skinny, and I told Ira, I said, "I came over on a blue Stingray, carrying my guitar on my back." And I said, "You didn't like me too well." He goes, "Why?" I said, "Because honestly, I think I can outplay you." So.
Sure, he loved that.
Yeah. And Dennis Freeland. Dennis is an amazing guitar player, and whenever I would go out, a lot of times Dennis would ride his bicycle with me. We'd both be ready to jam,
Yeah.
And that was actually the first time I met Ira. Was man, I must have been 9 or 10 years old, maybe right around that, 11 maybe. Yeah. And then
when you rode down on your bike.
Bicycle, yeah. Met Ira.
What's he? Is he a little older than you?
No, I think we're about the same.
But you'd heard
within a year or two. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm 68 right now. So
68. Yeah, I told you about that show when we saw Tony Best.
Yeah.
She was playing with Ira's blues. What is it? The Ira Stanley Blues.
Yeah.
Explosion or something like that. And that's how they got Scotty Patrick.
Yeah.
Ira knows Scotty.
Right.
Apparently, Ira knows like everybody.
Everybody. Yeah. I say if you're in Belmont area, you knew.
Yeah.
You know who the best was, and you knew what bands to play. You knew, and that's what you kept trying to get to. Would be better and better until I can play with that band.
Right. Right.
And
so a lot of people kind of sitting in with each other. There's a lot of stories of people just
exactly. Everybody sit in and
just showing up at a bar and
pretty much and
seeing if you could get on stage a little bit.
There you go. Yeah, that was exactly it.
Yeah.
Tried to find somebody that had a new garage because that way you could leave your instruments and without getting
then they'd have to invite you back.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, because their dads would park their car in there and lock it up. So
right.
You have to come back.
Yeah, right.
Can't play real late.
Who was the guy that in the Forum?
Oh, that was Lenny Davis.
Yeah.
Now he's an amazing man.
That sounded like that was a neat club.
He had entertainment all the time, and I had the pizza parlor next door to him. I had the Village Inn. I owned the one on Smithville, and then I was district supervisor for 7 of them. And the one I ran the one on Siebenthaler. And Lenny would come over, pound at the back door. And
that's where the Forum was?
That's where the Forum, Siebenthaler. And he'd knock on my back door and say, "Hey, I need a couple sandwiches, blah, blah, blah." And I said, "Yeah, I'd fix you right up." And I'd take him over some sandwiches or whatever they needed. And later on that evening, after I close up, he'd let me come up there and sit on stage with him and play a little bit of music with him.
Yeah.
And that was always fun, relaxing.
Yeah.
And the people that I worked for, it made them, because I take them with me, it made them feel more relaxed about their